Hello student. So yesterday we had discussed about the speed and average speed also. Today we will talk about the how to calculate average speed. So yesterday we had discussed that speed is equals to distance upon time. Okay, and average speed that is equals to the total distance traveled per unit time. So today we will talk about that how with the help of the value of a distance and that of the time we are able to find the speed of an object. Before that we had discussed the SI unit of speed is meter per second. So if any of the value is given in the kilometer per hour or kilometer per minute, how will we able to convert into the meter per second? That is the standard unit. Okay, to find the value of a speed. So now see here, there are some questions related to that. If you see in the first question, it is we have to convert this into meter per second. Okay, so the first question is 1 kilometer per hour. So we have to convert the 1 kilometer per hour into meter per second. So we know that the 1 kilometer, sorry, this 1 kilometer is equals to the 1000 meter. Okay, and 1 hour is equals to 3600 second. It means that is equals to 60 into 60, which is equals to the 3600 or 3600 seconds. Okay, so we can convert this 1 kilometer per hour into meter per second by putting the value of the kilometer here 1 kilometer, and by putting the value of a 1 hour into that of the second. Okay, so after converting them, we will find the value of a 1 kilometer per hour will be 5 by 18 meter per second. So you see that with the help of this value, we are able to convert any of the unit that is given in the kilometer per hour into meter per second. Okay. Now see here, there is another one, that is how can we convert 18 kilometer per minute into meter per second. So it is given 18 kilometer, and we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. So 18 kilometer will be equals to the 18,000 meter, right? If suppose we will talk about the minute, then you can see that here it is minute given, so we have to convert them into second. So 1 minute is equals to 60 second. Okay, so at first we had converted this kilometer into meter by multiplying it with 1000, and then we had converted this minute into second. Before that we had studied about the hour, but here hour is not given, minute is given. So minute we can convert into second, but that is 1 minute is equals to the 60 second. Now putting the value in the formula, then you see the 18 kilo per minute, 18 into 1000 upon 60 or 18,000 upon 60, that will be equal to the 300 meter per second. Okay, so by converting them into meter per second, we get the standard value of a speed of an object. Now see here, there is another question. Here the speeds of an object is given, placed randomly, and we have to arrange these following speeds in increasing order. So the first one that is given here is 10 meter per second. So this 10 meter per second, it is already in the standard form, so we don't have to convert it. Okay, Now if we see the second one, the second one is 1 kilometer per minute. So how can we convert the 1 kilometer per minute? We know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 and minute will be get converted, 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Okay, so when we divide this, then what we will get, we get the value that is 16.65 meter per second. Okay, this will be the value. Now see the last one is 18 kilometer per hour. 18 kilometer per hour, it means 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. So 18 kilometer will be equals to 18,000 meter upon hour, that is 60 into 60, that will be equals to 3600 seconds. Okay, so here the answer will be 5 meter per second. So now see here, in the first one, the value of the first will be, out of these three, the value of first is 10 meter, 10 meter per second. The value of the second is 16.65 meter per second, and the value of the third is 5 meter per second. So how can we arrange them in the increasing order? Increasing, it means from the small to the smaller to the bigger, or smaller to the larger. So you see the 5 is less as compared to 10 and 16. So 5 meter per second is of this one, that is 18 kilometer per hour. So 18 kilometer per hour should be kept first because it is the smaller value. Then this, out of these two, 10 meter per second is smaller as compared to that of the 16.65. So we will place 10 meter per second after 18 kilometer per hour, and last or finally 16.65 is the larger among the three, and this is the value of 1 kilometer per minute. So we will keep 1 kilometer per minute at last, which is the largest value. So I hope that with the help of these examples, you are able to convert the kilometer hour into meter per second, or kilometer per minute into meter per second. Now we will see some of the questions that is related to that of the average speed, or how can we calculate the average speed. So you see here a question is given that suppose a truck travels 60 kilometer in first hour and 80 kilometer in the second hour. What is average speed of the truck? So in the first hour, it means at 1 hour it travels 60 kilometer. Okay, and the other hour, that will be equals to the, means it means again in the 1 hour it travels 80 kilometer. So what will be the average speed? So we know that average speed is equals to what? Total distance travel upon total time taken. And what is the total distance? Total distance is the 60 kilometer and that of the 80 kilometer. So 60 plus 80, this will be equals to the 140 kilometer. So 140 kilometer is the total distance traveled. What is the total time taken? So in the first hour here and again in the second hour, it means it is talking about the 1 hour 1 hour. Okay, so in the first hour it travels 60, in the again in the first hour it travels 80 kilometers. So 1 plus 1, that will be equals to 2 hours. Okay, so total distance travel is equals to 140 kilometer and the total time taken is equals to 2 hours. So the average speed will be equals to 140 divided by 2, that will be equals to 70 kilometer per hour. So this is the average speed of the truck. Okay, now we will see the next question. So in the next question, that is also related to find the average speed. So the question is that a car traveled the first 30 kilometer with a uniform speed of 60 kilometer per hour and the next 30 kilometer with a uniform speed of 40 kilometer per hour. So calculate the total time of journey as well as calculate the average speed of the car. So here in the first case you see 30 kilometer at a uniform speed of a 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, so 30 kilometer is what? It's the distance. Okay, and 60 kilometer per hour is the speed. And so what we have to find? We have to find the time taken by the car to travel a 30 kilometer at a speed of a 60 kilometer per hour. So we know the formula. The formula is speed is equals to distance upon time. And since we are knowing the distance, we are knowing the speed, we are able to find the value of the t also. So by putting the value of d and s, that is distance upon speed. So what is the distance here? 30, and what is the speed here is 60. Okay, so by putting the value of this, what we will get? 1 by 2, this will be equals to 0.5 per hour, or when we convert it into minute, that will be equals to the 30 minute. Okay, the same thing we can do for the next case also, in which the car travels a 40 kilometer per hour, or car travels a 30 kilometer, but here the speed changes to 40 kilometer per hour. When we put the value again by using the formula distance upon speed, here 30 upon 40. Okay, and that will be equals to 0.75 per hour or 45 minutes. So in the first case it will be 30 minutes, in the second case it will take 45 minutes, and we have to find the total time of a journey, and to find the total time we will add both of this time. Okay, so total time will be equals to 30 plus 45, that will be equals to the 75 minute or 1 hour 25 minute. Okay, so this is the total time of journey of car. Now the second one is we have to find the average speed of the car, and we know the formula. Average speed of the car or average speed is equals to total distance travel upon total time taken. So total time taken already we had calculated here, that is 1.25 per hour, and what is the total distance? It will be equals to 30 kilometer plus 30 kilometer, that is equals to 60 kilometer. So the formula will be 60 kilometer divided by total time taken, that is 1.25 hour, and it will be equals to 48 kilometer per hour. This is the average speed of the car. Okay, now we will see the next one. Here, a bus traveled the first 240 kilometer at a speed of 80 kilometer per hour. It is very much similar to that of the previous question. So see here, a bus it traveled first 240 kilometer and speed was 80 kilometer per hour. So speed is given here, distance is given here. Again, it cover a distance of a 360 kilometer at a speed of a 90 kilometer per hour, and the second case it travels up to 360 kilometer at a 90 kilometer per hour. What is average speed? Okay, so to find the average speed, we know that the average speed is equals to total distance travel upon total time taken. So at first we will find the total time taken. And how can you find it? It is very simple. As earlier we had discussed that speed is equals to distance upon time, and in case of first, speed is given and distance is given, time is not given. Time we have to Fine. So by putting the value, speed and the distance is 240, speed is 80, that will be equals to 240 divided by 80, it will be equals to 3 hours. In the next case, you see 360 kilometer path is traveled by the bus at a speed of a 90 kilometer per hour. Okay, so speed is equals to 90, distance is equals to 360. So by putting the value, we can find the time, and that is equals to 360 by 90, it is equals to 4 hours. So the time taken by the car at the first interval and the second interval is 3 and 4. So by this we are able to find the total time taken, and total time taken will be equals to 3 plus 4, that will be equals to 7 hours. Okay, so this is the total time taken. Now with the help of this we can find the value of the average speed. And how can we find it? Average speed is equals to total distance travel upon total time taken. So total time taken is 7 hours, and total distance travel will be equals to 240 plus 360. 240 plus 360. Okay, so that will be equals to 700 kilometer. Sorry, 600 kilometer. 600 kilometer. Okay, so we can put the value here, 600 divided by that of the 7 hour. The value of this will determine the average speed of the object. Now we will come to the next one, and that is velocity. So if we talk about the velocity, basically the velocity is, it gives us an idea of how fast the car is moving. And not only this, but it also tells us that in which direction the car is moving. So you see the difference between the velocity and the speed. The speed also tells the how the fast the car is, or how the fast the vehicle is, but it does not tell any of the or it does not explain about the direction in which the car is moving. But velocity, it tells the fast as how fast is the vehicle, as well as it tell us the direction. In other words, we should know the speed of the car as well as the direction of the speed determines the velocity. Okay, so by this we can define velocity as velocity of the body is the displacement of the body. Here we can say a velocity of a body is the distance traveled per unit time in a given direction, that is velocity. Okay, a quantity which specifies both the direction of motion as well as the speed is termed as the velocity. Okay, here we can define it as a distance traveled by it per unit time in a given direction is the velocity of a body. When we talk about the distance traveled in a given direction, velocity is equals to distance traveled in a given direction. So when we say the distance traveled in a given direction, it means we are talking about the displacement. Okay, because displacement is what which is having a magnitude as well as direction. So we can define velocity is equals to the displacement upon time taken, or velocity of a body is the displacement of a body per unit time. Okay, velocity is equals to displacement upon time taken. And why is it so? Because it is having both magnitude as well as a direction. Now, how mathematically how can we represent the velocity? Velocity we can represent it by v, and the distance upon time, that is s upon t. Okay. To represent distance or displacement, the value will be mathematically we will represent it by s only. Now, what is the SI unit of a velocity? So the SI unit of the velocity is same as that of the speed, that is meter per second. Okay, we can use a bigger term, that is kilometer per hour. Okay, so to express the value, the SI unit of the velocity remains the same as that of the speed, that is meter per second. Okay, so by this we are able to understand that what is the basic difference between the speed and the velocity. So speed is what? Speed is that speed of an object is that the object is having the magnitude only, but there is no specific direction. Okay, but in case of a velocity, it has a magnitude as well as the direction. So by this that we can say that speed is a scalar quantity, while velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, like if suppose we will say that a car is moving at a 25 kilometer per hour, so it is only representing the magnitude, so this value determines the speed of the car. Okay, but when we talk that a car is moving at a 30 kilometer per hour at east, or a car is moving at a 60 meter per hour at northwest, or a car is moving at a 60 meter per hour at the direction of the east. So you see that this is also a speed, but speed is with direction, and we know that the speed with direction is termed as velocity. So it is not determining the speed, but it is determining the velocity of an object. Distance traveled, if value is given, that is of the velocity and the time, so we can find the value by distance is equals to velocity into time. Okay, now we will come to the next topic, and that is the uniform velocity. Earlier we have studied about the uniform speed. Now we will talk about the uniform velocity. When we had discussed about the uniform speed, we said that uniform speed is also equals to the constant speed. Like that, uniform velocity is also known as that of a constant velocity. So we can say that if an object is traveling in a specified direction in a straight line and moves the same distance at every second, then we can say that velocity is a uniform. It means we can define it like that when a body is moving at a uniform velocity, or a body, if a body is having a uniform velocity, it always travel in a specified direction and move over an equal distance in an equal interval of a time. Okay, in a very easy way we can understand, when an object moves or travel equal distance at a equal interval of a time in a particular direction, then we called it as the velocity of the object. Okay. Now see here, by this you are able to understand one thing, that we can change the velocity. And what are the two things by which we can change the velocity? That is, by two ways we can change the velocity. And what are they? The first one is by changing the speed of the body. So when we change the speed of the body, the velocity also changes. The second thing, by keeping the speed at constant, okay, but by changing the direction. So in the first one, you see, by changing the speed of the body, we can change the value of the speed of the body, as well as by changing the direction of the body by keeping the speed at a constant. In that case, in both of these cases, we can change the value of the velocity. So with this, we can able to understand that if suppose a body is there which does not cover a equal distance at a equal interval of a time, okay, when we talk about the uniform velocity in which a body is traveling at an equal distance in equal interval of a time at a particular direction, but when a body it does not cover the equal distance in equal interval of time, at that time we can say the velocity is a non-uniform velocity. Okay. Now in case that the speed of the body is not constant, okay, so we can say that even if the speed of the body is constant but the direction is changing, then also the velocity will be not uniform. Before that, when we change the speed of the object, okay, at that time we can say the speed is not constant. When speed is not constant, at that time that velocity is known as a non-uniform velocity. Again, by changing the direction, if we change the direction, if suppose a body is having a constant speed but the direction is continuously changing, at that time the value of the velocity or that velocity is also not be uniform, or it is not uniform, it is not showing that non-uniform velocity. Okay, so two things are there, either by changing the speed of the body. How can we change the speed of the body? By making it not to cover the equal distance in equal interval of time. By this, the value of the speed will be variable, and due to which it will be a non-uniform velocity. In the second case, by changing the direction, here the speed is constant, but if speed is constant but we are changing the direction of the body continuously, then what will happen? It will change the velocity of the object also. Okay, so these are showing the non-uniform velocity. Now we will talk about the next one, and that is the average velocity. When we talk about the average velocity, it is very much similar to that of the speed. So it is defined as the ratio of the total displacement to the total time taken. We are talking about here displacement instead of the distance travel, because this distance travel is occurring in a particular direction. Okay, one second. Particular direction. Okay, So we can say that this average velocity will be equals to the total displacement upon total time. Now this average velocity is also mean by that of the initial velocity of the body to the final velocity. Okay, if the initial velocity is a and the final velocity is the b, so the mean of this a and b velocity will be equals to the average velocity of an object. So how can we find the mean? So we can find it the position or the initial velocity of an object. If suppose it is a and the final velocity is b, so we can find the average velocity by a plus b upon 2. Okay, so this is the mean of the initial and that of the final velocity. So you see here the initial and the final velocity is represented by a term. Initial velocity, initial is represented by u and the final velocity it is represented by v. Okay, so by taking this value we are able to find the value of average velocity, or we can able to make the formula of the average velocity. So average velocity will be equals to the initial velocity, that is u, plus final velocity, that is v upon 2. So this is the mean of the average velocity. Okay. Last but not the least, that is the average velocity or the velocity they are having, as well as the speed. They all are having the same SI unit, but they differ only by the particular direction. It means velocity shows the direction, it gives the information regarding the direction, but speed does not depend upon the direction, it has only magnitude.